What's up, guys? This is Daily Pod, and I have a big quote that I found the other day that I want to talk about. When you pray for rain, you also have to look out for the flood too. What does that mean? It means you have to be aware of what's going on, right? We know that things are going to happen in our life. You're going to go out through ups and you're going to go through downs. But the thing is that you really got to understand is grit and character. When you have both of those things, you can get through anything. And we always talk about this, but sometimes to grow is not on top of the mountain, it's on the bottom. But what I'm going to talk about today is happiness inside the trench. How can you have happiness through a terrible time in your life? For me, I've gone through many phases where I call them trenches or furnaces. When you go through a furnace, it's designed to remake you and redesign you. Think about it as like a blacksmith. As a sword goes in, it heats up and it expands and it gets beaten on and it goes back in the furnace and all these different things to get redefined, to get defined. And it figures out that you can shape your identity. And how do I compare that to real life? Is you're gonna get knocked down, you're gonna get beat up, but what are you gonna do in between? You're gonna have to develop grit. You're gonna have to go through the grind, and that's gonna create confidence. And the next time you go through a trench, well, what is this for? Why is this happening to me? It's happening so that you can learn from it. It's happening so that you can grow through it. And when I look back at all the trenches or all the furnaces, those are actually the greatest puzzle pieces to my life. So now when I go through a furnace, I'm actually so appreciative. How can you be happy in there though? Well, for me, happiness is three things: opportunity, joy, and gratefulness. No matter what you're going through, as long as you realize those three things, I woke up today. Let me find something that makes me happy, makes me joyful, right? And then you go into opportunity. Opportunity is the trench where you get to grow. And it's really hard to do that when you're really deep in the trench, but you gotta find people that have either been in the trench or are willing to go through the trench with you. The hard thing to do is when you go through it by yourself. Unfortunately, that's been part of my life. And when you go through something like that, you develop grit and you develop character. The fact that I can go through anything and come out on top. If you do it once, you can do it again. Find happiness inside the trench.